Whoa, I'm so glad it's you. Welcome to your timeless general reading. Anytime you come across this message, it's probably just something that you need to hear. Let's see what's in store here. Knight of Cups in reverse. You could kind of be waiting to hear back on something, and it's taking a little longer than anticipated to get the news. It's good news that you're waiting for, but if you're waiting for an answer, say, today or tomorrow or this week, it could take a little bit longer, but don't let that delay discourage you, because things really do happen in the time that they're supposed to, and when the Knight of Cups is in reverse, sometimes there's just things on the way. It's like your package is being delivered, but someone keeps stopping the mailman type of thing. It's just, sometimes we gotta wait. Let's see what else. The Magician. It very well could be that there's some things that really seemed, unlikely or impossible that for whatever reason right now just seem like they can come true. Kind of meeting the right people, things are kind of falling together magically. And if this hasn't been something that was just happening, it's likely to come up in that way, and it's that kind of like that idea of magical thinking. Don't limit yourself to just thinking things happen because X, Y, Z. Keep going until someone stops you, and go with that idea of anything can kind of happen, because I don't know, the worst thing that can happen when you have that mindset is it doesn't, but it very well could be through visualizing it too. It makes it it seems more possible to your subconscious. So that's kind of how it makes it easier for you to accomplish something, simply by visualizing. It can be as actually magical or as not magical as you want it to be, but just the power of the subconscious is such a real thing that people could tap into so much more, and a lot of us don't. But leaning into more of that rather than just waking up every day and pushing harder for something. It's like a smarter, not harder, with the use of the subconscious and with the use of magical thinking and all that. And things kind of will mirror back and come together in magical ways when we're willing to forego just the idea that just because we did A, B, C, we're supposed to get D. The Moon. There's very likely there's been things kind of brewing under the surface, I think, and that kind of moon energy is when things go from in the shadow to in the light. So, and this doesn't have to be anything negative. Sometimes it's fears that we have that kind of come true, but everything's all right, or it's the idea that, okay, maybe you've been holding in information for too long, or your feelings for too long, and everything just comes to a head all at once, because you can only suppress yourself for so long, and no one should have to suppress themselves, and so that energy kind of has to go somewhere. So that's very much a time where, that all that energy of like what's hidden comes to light in the moon. So that's fears also not being as scary as we think that they are. We have all these ideas of what would happen if XYZ happened, but it's never actually as scary as we think. So that moonlight can kind of shine on things that we hid from ourselves before or hid from other people, and we realize there's kind of nothing really to be afraid of. Eight of Wands. I think after a bit of a delay, you'll finally be given the green light on something important. And maybe you're a person that just loves like electric vehicles or loves like kind of that get up and go life. You know, all those little toys that we kind of have access to now. Oh, let's shine. It's okay. I hope that doesn't bother y'all. But that's Eight of Wands. After that kind of delay and the news that you're waiting for, then everything will come all at once. It's like hurry up and wait, and then you get to go all again. And all those little bamboo poles, it's like you planted many seeds at once, and it seems like you're just surrounded by all these little empty seed poles, but really, eventually you'll have that garden. And so even though you're sweating because you're planting all these things at once, that means everything will fruit at once too. And you'll be given that green light after a deliberate delay. And it's like when it rains, it pours. After you had to wait so long to get that news, then finally you'll be getting a lot of news, and life is coming at you pretty fast. So don't rest your laurels too hard and waiting for that news, because when it comes, you'll be busier than you think. The reversed Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is another kind of news of love, and so just like the Knight of Cups, really could be just not an opportunity with someone personally or professionally. You're just not getting kind of that communication. You're waiting for this. And of course, after the Eight of Wands, it comes through, but it could be related to the same thing, it could not. But you're just kind of waiting to hear from something that you hope to hear about. And since we have Knight of Cups and Page of Cups, I think it's probably a personal and a professional type of thing, I would say. But definitely kind of waiting for a phone call. And I think whenever we hold on to more of a waiting energy, we kind of have to wait even more because we identify with the wait. It's like that Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. There's a page about the waiting place where everyone is just waiting. And so I get the sense that if you're someone who's kind of been identifying with your wait and telling yourself, until I get this job offer, or until this person texts me or calls me back or asks me out, then I can't fully do what I want to do or fully be me. And which is not true at all, because we can stick ourselves in a rut of waiting, but then we just block kind of other manifestations. So that's where these come in, use your forces that have come to light and your magic to kind of give yourself the green light. No matter what, if someone's making you wait, for forces that you can control or not, you can always just put yourself in the driver's seat, scoot away like that cute little guy or gal. Or they them? Let's see. Oh. Nine of Wands. I think getting ready to go to bat for what you want and stand up for it. I think the first phase is realizing that it's possible, and then standing up for the fact that, you're coming to claim your prize. It doesn't have to be quite a battle, and it's more fire energy here with these, but, we're graduating to that next thing in the suit where you're going towards what you want, and, no one really can take that away from you. Let's see what else we've got. Wow. So we have the blue moon, believe in the impossible. And that goes along with our magician as well, and the moon. It's really a time where it's rare. New opportunities are opening up. We know there's a lot happening in the world right now, but this is absolutely a time where, things are more likely to happen, not just from logic, but from anything. So even if you have delays in that news, or you're being told no in certain ways, you can work your way around that. Or maybe there is something else that you actually want, that you can use your magical thinking for. Maybe it's revealed to you that you want something else that you didn't know you wanted before. So you can use your magic to go there. And, there's a difference between choosing what we think is possible and choosing what we actually want. And so many of us kind of choose from what we think is available versus knowing that we can have absolutely anything. So what do we want to do with that? And that's all what this blue moon is talking about. Let's see what animal. I had a feeling this would come up. We've got the scorpion. In a new relationship, passion offers the challenge of ecstasy and pain. I think that kind of represents the pain of having what we want. Like, the trouble with getting what you want is then you have it, and you see kind of its flaws, and you have to work through the idea that, well, okay, it wasn't this, the lack of having this thing wasn't why I'm unhappy either. It's just because you got to cultivate that happiness. And it's another kind of, death of something old for the sake of something new. A lot of Mars energy, too, that goes along with these two fire cards. And don't be afraid that, once you get what you want, it feels different than you thought it would, because we're always just probably trying to connect to, like, that good universal energy anyway, that we all, like, that's the source, and we're all trying to gain that energy through whatever we desire anyway. So know that you will get what you want, and it will feel different than you thought, but that's the point. Let's do a Halloween card. Let's see. The lamp. Remembrance. We'll push them up. We're kind of coasting into that time. Fall time for spicy drinks and, we're just remembering of all our fallen loved ones and really so many things. Yeah, we can always leave the light on for ourselves if we wish to return to a certain point in our lives. And we can always remember that the people who've kind of passed on before us have our back, and they kind of support us energetically. And they look out for us. We can feel energy never really begins or ends. It only changes forms, as we kind of know. So it's important to just light up our lives and know that people, we are remembered and we are remembering. And that, the power of so many, even people, if they're still around, remembering each other and keeping each other in our thoughts is something very powerful. And that helps with manifestation too. We can do intentional acts for each other, light a candle for people, or, try to manifest things for other people. There's so often that we kind of want to manifest something for ourselves, but it can always be a good time to pray for somebody else's dream and light a candle in their intention, and even pray for someone who's no longer around, because we're acknowledging that their energy was here and that their energy continues to influence our energy, which is what it's all about. That's the continuation and the circle of life that never really ends. Going deep there for the end. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.